Welcome back, Camille. It has been raining all morning, so I'm sorry if that's noisy in the background. The last few weeks have been really hard. Both of the kids got sick. They had RSV, and Coco ended up in the hospital. Coco was born premature, so her lungs didn't get the chance to develop fully in the womb. A lot of preemies struggle with respiratory issues, and this isn't the first time she's been hospitalized with respiratory distress. So we ended up staying at the hospital for 4 days. All the while Dee Dee was still sick at home. I couldn't take care of her while taking care of Coco in the hospital. Thankfully, my brother-in-law was able to watch Dee Dee over those 4 days, so she was well taken care of. I'm so grateful for that. I don't know what I would have done if that wasn't the case. But yeah, it's been really stressful. It's so heartbreaking to hear my daughter struggling like that. I feel like over the last 2 weeks, it's just been constant coughing, and it's just so sad to listen to. And that whole situation was so much more stressful because she didn't have insurance at the moment. I also couldn't work for 2 weeks taking care of sick kids. And so sitting in the hospital, just taking that all in, the financial stress was really weighing on me. I was trying my best to just be there for Coco and focus on just getting her better. But inside, I was kind of panicking, like, how am I gonna pay for this? And so I posted on my story just kind of explaining the situation. Coco's in the hospital. We don't have insurance right now. She had to ride in an ambulance, and that alone is very expensive without insurance. And so I just put it out there that anyone who wants to help us out can, and then posted a link where people could send us something. I got a lot of nasty messages in response to that. There was a lot of assumptions made based on me saying that Coco doesn't have insurance right now. And I don't know why the first assumption is that I have the money to afford health insurance for us, but I just didn't care to spend it there. Like, I just didn't see the value in having health insurance, and that it's out of sheer irresponsibility. And that's just not the case. I wasn't gonna say anything about it. I got all those nasty messages and I just, whatever. The next day, the story I posted was gone. But then I saw a drama channel post a video. As a YouTuber, like, that just happens sometimes. It's not the first time that I've seen a drama channel talk about me. I didn't even watch the video, but the title was something like, Cam&Fam begs for money because she has no insurance. And I'm sure it was spewing a lot of the same things that I had seen in my DMs that day. A lot of people pointing out that it's immoral for me to be relying on my audience to bail me out of my mistake. A few months ago, I did have insurance for all 3 of us. If you live in America, you know that health insurance, especially good health insurance that actually covers stuff outside of just the bare minimum, is very expensive. I think I was paying about $1,200 a month for the 3 of us to be insured. And 2 months ago, I had to cancel it because I just couldn't afford that anymore. Like I said, a lot of people just assume I have a lot of money because I'm a YouTuber. And that was true at one point, but it's just simply not anymore. I'm a single mom trying to support the 3 of us off of one income. Between rent and daycare and utilities and groceries, I just couldn't afford what we were paying for insurance. So I canceled it and I applied for Medicaid. Applying for Medicaid is a long process and it takes a while to be approved. And it just so happens that in that 2-month window between canceling the insurance and trying to apply for Medicaid, Coco ended up in the hospital. The timing of it is just extremely unlucky. I actually got the call yesterday that the girls were finally approved for Medicaid. So as of now, we have insurance. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. The amount of assumptions made based on the simple statement, we don't have insurance right now, it's ridiculous. And just that title of that video, like, at no point was I begging for money and putting on a sob story or even asking. I just said, if you want to help out, you can. And for the record, I wasn't bailed out of my medical debt. The total of what was donated amounts to $500, and the majority of that money was donated by my friends and family, people who know me personally and wanted to help out because they know my situation. And obviously I'm so grateful to everyone who donated. It definitely helped relieve some of that stress. That $500 ended up going to the follow-up appointment Coco went to after her hospitalization and the medication she needed, as well as the initial charge from the emergency room. And especially after not working for 2 weeks, it was a huge relief to know that the things that I had to pay for right now were covered by what people were able to donate, but there's still the uninsured ambulance ride and hospital stay that I'm gonna be paying off for probably a really long time. And you know, that's life. That's being a parent. Things happen. It's unfortunate. It's not like I was expecting other people to get me out of it. But in that moment, with what I was having to pay for up front, things were tight. I'm working with a government-funded program to hopefully lessen whatever that total bill will be. So I don't want you guys to worry or feel like you need to give more. Like, I'm figuring it out. It's gonna be okay. But yeah, despite what you might believe, I'm not rich, as some people said. YouTube does not pay me that much. According to the state of Texas, with the amount of money that I make and the fact that I'm supporting 3 people, we're considered a low-income household, and we live in a low-income area. It's undoubtedly a result of decisions I made as a teenager, choosing to carry through with being a teen mom and dropping out of high school and thinking that a career in social media is gonna last me a lifetime. Obviously, not a great choice. Clearly, I was a teenager making teenage-like decisions, but I'm working really hard towards a career that doesn't revolve around having a social media presence. And the plan is that by the time Dee Dee starts kindergarten, I'm not having to pay for daycare anymore. I'll be a little bit more financially stable, just with that expense knocked off. And by that point, I plan to fully transition from YouTube being my job. I'm still gonna film videos, but it's gonna be able to be more of a hobby and not something I'm doing to rely on supporting my family. But that's the situation I'm in right now, and there's not a lot that I can do immediately to change that. Any job as a high school dropout that I can just go and get right now with the hours that I have available to work, I just wouldn't be able to make enough to support us. A lot of people are like, just go get a real job, and it's like, I didn't even graduate, guys. My options are pretty limited. I'm really grateful that the career I am pursuing is something I am passionate about. Even before I started YouTube, that was my life plan, was to become a freelance photographer. And now I'm circling back around to that. From the outside, I guess I can understand why certain assumptions are made, and it seems like I just don't do much. I film my video once a week. That's another thing people say is like, just film more videos then, make more money. But that's not where I'm headed in life. That's not my long-term goal. All the time that's not spent filming my weekly video, I'm building my photography career. I'm taking an online course and doing practice photo shoots and editing those photos, building a portfolio and building my own personal style. I'm trying out a lot of different things right now, and ultimately I'm gonna have to decide what direction I want to take. It's hard because I wish I could just focus on photography, and if I was able to put all of my time and energy in that, I would be so much further. That's why I feel like it's going to take me 2 years till I can really financially rely on that. I just have a lot on my plate right now, between filming and editing these videos, trying to build my photography skills, while also being an attentive mother and keeping up with the house, keeping up with my own mental health, which has to be a priority. Otherwise, none of the other things will happen. It's such a balancing act. And I think a lot of working moms feel this way. Like, if I could just pour my heart into parenting, or if I could just pour my heart into my career, then I would be amazing at those things. but because I'm having to do both at the same time, I can't be the perfect Pinterest mom who does all the cute fun activities and is always taking my kids fun places. And I also can't be a kick-ass photographer who's able to travel all over the world for photo shoots and do all the things that I want to do with that. And I know at this point it's kind of cliche and you've heard it a million times, but you really do only see what I'm filming. You see me go and hanging out with friends or taking a mental health day, but it's like even when I am doing those things, I'm filming. And it's strategic that I'm using that time where I have to film my video while also giving myself that time to do those things. But even then, I'm still having to film, which is my job. So yeah, it may look like my kids go to school and I just spend the whole day filming my day and doing self-care, taking myself out to the coffee shop and doing this and doing that, but that's ultimately one day out of my week that's like that. And even those days are filled with chores and responsibilities, and you don't see all the time that I'm putting to building a whole separate career for myself. And it's hard right now. I feel like I'm taking a leap of faith. I feel like I have to do this and there's no other choice but to be amazing at what I do and work really hard at it in order to make enough to support us. At the end of the day, I'm young and I'm human, and I can go to sleep every night knowing that I am trying my absolute best to do what needs to be done for my family. And the last thing I need is to be shit on for a few months where my kids were uninsured. I'm trying, you know? Like I'm trying. I think a lot of people are really struggling right now. Even families with 2 parents or adults just trying to support themselves. It's hard times for everyone. But yeah, I know I'm working towards my long-term goals and things won't always be like this. I'm going to do whatever I have to. I've thought it through. I've looked at all my options. I've looked at my skill set, what I think I can do successfully as a high school dropout. And I just need to get through this difficult transition period and just know that on the other side of it is a beautiful life for me and my girls. As of right now, I'm focusing on getting everything back in order because the last 2 weeks have just been complete chaos. The kids are finally back at school and completely healthy again, and I really haven't been able to focus on anything but the kids. So there's a lot of chores and errands I need to catch up on. And hopefully in the next few days, I can start to work on those big picture things again after I kind of just get my environment sorted out a bit. I have a really cute fall photo shoot to edit. The girls went to the pumpkin patch and I took some adorable photos, so I'm really excited to edit those. We do pumpkin patch photos every year. It's kind of a tradition, and I'm really happy with the photos I got this year. I feel like it's the best pumpkin patch photos I've taken so far. So yeah, I'm gonna get to working on all that. So that's an honest update on how we've been and what's going on, and hopefully soon I can get back to filming some more fun, lighthearted stuff. Life just has not been fun or lighthearted lately. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, Camille.